And good evening, everybody. Welcome. Um, I would like to call to order the public hearing of June 12th, 2023, uh, regarding zoning amendment bylaw number 3507, 2023. Just a few words before we begin. A public hearing is organized according to Section 890 of the Local Government Act. Every person present who believes that their interest in the property affected by the proposed bylaw shall be given a reasonable opportunity to be heard, respecting matters contained in the proposed bylaw. If you wish to speak, presenters will be provided with 5 minutes to address council. That's not a cast in stone rule, the microphone turns off, but we do encourage you to try and stay within that. Please, prior to speaking, when you come forward, please provide your full name and be prepared to spell your surname for the corporate administrator. Please also provide your residential or business address. I should note also, this is not a question period in which debate will take place. We're here to hear your points of view. Council will take those opinions and thoughts with them as they move forward in the decision-making process. So having said that, I would like to call anybody from the public who is. Yes.
Perhaps we'll have our planner provide some input.
Sure, let's do it. Thank you. Let's do that. We'll first have a report from the planner with regard to this project.
Thank you, Chair. So the proposal for this zoning bylaw amendment is to rezone lots legally described as lots 1 through 7 on Block 40, Section 5, District Lot 251, Range 5 Coast District Plan 923, from what they currently are, which is R2 duplex and 2-family residential zone and public facility zone, to an RM5 multifamily residential zone. And this is to accommodate a proposed 40-unit, 5-story multifamily building. This rezoning would include limiting the building height to 21 meters. The proposal is aligned with the official community plan, as the rezoning offers increased housing options to the neighborhood and community and significant walkability for those who may live in the proposed development. This embodies principles outlined in the official community plan, including complete communities, smart growth, and healthy communities. As well as an interest during engagement in the development of the official community plan that identified interest and need for diversity of housing options, including apartments. It also meets the needs identified in the housing needs assessment, which was completed in December 2022, including meeting housing potentially for those with singles, for seniors, small families, and this would in turn add housing stock and meets some needs of industry in the community. We'll note also that there is a link to the strategic plan, which the goal identified was the City of Prince Rupert will support and encourage new and renewed housing by working with industry, senior government, and First Nations, and specifically pursue housing funding, partnerships, and projects, and when appropriate, use municipally owned land. This proposal does align with that strategic goal and action. And also noting that there may be some impacts to the neighborhood related to traffic, but the developer will be working with city staff during the development permit process to ensure any consequences will be mitigated. And I'll also note that we are aware of other potential development in the area, and the city will work with the necessary agencies to ensure that all is coordinated. Thank you.
Thank you. I will now ask if there's any members of the public that would like to come forward and speak. A reminder to identify yourself and provide your address for the corporate administrator. Welcome. Come to the microphone there, and when you've sat down, you can press the button and you'll be good to go.
My name is James Horn. I'm here representing the Board of Trustees, School District 52. Is that good enough?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are proposing a building to be built. So in the spirit of transparency, we would like to remind everybody that we're building the school in the immediate vicinity. It's at least 120 feet high. That will have at least 400 students. That will have, because of that, it will have traffic to get the students in and out of the school, which will travel beyond where this thing is going to be built, you guys are talking about. And that it will have lots of noise from the students and lots of like bells to inform students of what's going on in the area. So that's total of my statement.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And anybody else who would like to come forward and express a view, please come forward. I see the microphone is still on, so.
Thank you, Your Worship, council members, and city staff. I'm Mary Allen, and my husband Brian Cox is here with us. We live at 528 9th Avenue West, which is virtually kitty corner to the proposed apartment development. We object to it on the basis that the zoning that's currently there, the R2, two family on one lot, is the character of the neighborhood, and the school fits in totally with that type of zoning. If we add high density adult housing, now you say it's multifamily housing, but 15 units are bachelor suites, 15 units are one bedroom apartments, and only 10 are two bedroom units. So right next door to a school, we really feel that it should have family developments like multifamily, more than one family member or two family members living right next to a school. Some of the folks in the neighborhood, and you have a list of the ones that were home on May 28th and expressed concerns. People like to sit out across the street around the area and be able to see the green space and be able to see their kids playing there. The traffic down there is horrendous at 8:30 in the morning and between 2 and 3 in the afternoon. I don't see how you could possibly make a traffic plan that would work. My idea of a good design for a development that's going to add 40 plus, possibly 40 plus vehicles is the Digby Towers. They're close to the main artery. They aren't right on the main street, which services both the hospital and the school. Yes, we basically like the character of our neighborhood, and to look across the street and see a 5-story building, well, you already know that when the sun comes over the mountain in the wintertime, it doesn't reach very far. And we'll all be sitting in the shadow of that building. And I would also like to say that the city has other property that we feel would better suit a high density housing development like that, and you could build in the traffic patterns. That's what I would like to say. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And anybody else? Welcome.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Jeff Brown, BROWN, and we work with North Star Development. We're the proponents for this project. So thank you very much for sharing your point of view, and we certainly heard those comments, as well as you, sir. So the stage that we're at right now is the rezoning stage. So unfortunately, we haven't shared very many details of this particular building because the details haven't been developed yet. At the development permit stage, we'll be going through elevations of the building. We'll be conducting a shadow study of the building so that we understand where those shadows would fall throughout the year. And perhaps that might help alleviate some concerns with...
This building will be at least as tall as the trees that are there, at least as high.
Thank you. If we could just continue with your thoughts. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So at the development permit stage, we look forward to working with city staff and the city and ensuring that we provide details of the proposed building such that everybody feels comfortable with what is proposed for there and has clear understanding of what the building will look and feel like and how it'll operate. We're very cognizant of traffic that would be generated by a project like this. We're looking at how the best way to mitigate that, of course, working with the neighbors and the surrounding land uses is something that we would be doing in terms of mitigating our traffic impact. We're also looking at how to ensure that parking is accommodated on site. And so we think we've done a very good job of situating the building such that view lines are maintained from the intersections to preserve safety and functioning of those intersections, as well as providing abundant parking on site so that we're not impacting the surrounding road network. Again, most of those details will come out further once we get into the development permit stage. So we're very, very happy to be working in Prince Rupert. Love this city, we really do. We're looking forward to working on this project in more earnest, and we're open to comments and questions. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else like to come forward? Corporate Administrator Miller.
Thank you, Councillor. I just wanted to make mention that we did receive a petition in opposition to the project with 31 signatures, including the 5 that were presented this evening. And in addition to that, 4 letters in opposition provided by Mr. Cox, Ms. Allen, Paul Marhenke, and Margaret Travis, as well as Warren Dvorkin and Emily Berrigan. And council did receive copies of those.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other members of the public that would like to come forward? I will ask a second time. Is there any other members of the public that would like to come forward?
Kate Toy,
Welcome.
1009th Avenue East, Prince Rupert. Hello, everybody. I'm not representing the board here. I'm speaking as myself. I think there's a lot of places in Prince Rupert that we look around and think, what were they thinking? I think that once something is constructed, it's too late to turn back the time. I've had kids in a public school system. I don't know how comfortable I would be with a building built right beside the playground as well as the school. I think you're very thoughtful people. I think you know that you're making decisions that will last generations. And so I offer you to just sit in what traffic looks like. Go down there at lunchtime. Go down there after school. Go down there in the morning. It is congested. It is dangerous. There are children running out their children. So I just would offer for you to look at what it really looks like down there, what the layout of the road is, and to think about another 40 units, how many cars that are, if they're single, if they're bachelor. Not against, I know we need housing in Prince Rupert, I 100% know that. I think there are other spaces that could serve community better. Thank you.
Thank you. And anybody else would like to come forward? I think I did 2, so I'll do a third and final time. Is there anybody else that would like to come forward? Seeing none then, thank you, everybody. It takes a certain amount of courage to come and speak into a microphone in this kind of context and express your views. That they're always welcomed. And with that, I would like to call for a motion to adjourn the public meeting. Moved Councillor Skelton Morvan, second Councillor Cunningham. All in favor? Thank you. The meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everyone.